Hi all, welcome back to More Skies Above Britain. This will be my chapter 4, patrol 2, part 1. Yeah, we just got the first patrol done in one part, didn't we? Yeah, it went pretty smooth, we didn't take any chances, we walked away with 7 points, was it? Yeah, 7 points and I'm ready for patrol 2. Okay, now I don't know if I spoke about being able to add another pilot. I think I did, and then decided not to. I could manipulate things a little bit by chucking another pilot that's fatigued to introduce somebody new, so that I've not got that fatigued issue. Feels like another one of the little gamey things, but I don't think I need it this patrol anyway. Whether I would maybe do it if I was desperate, because I think I did do it in the first one, didn't I? Ditch somebody to bring somebody new in. I mean, it's not breaking the rules, I don't think, but it's possibly breaking the spirit of things again. So there's what I've got. I've not actually filled out the pilots yet, have I? I kind of thought I had. No, it's only patrol 1. Yeah, okay. This is patrol 2. So, available we have. Yeah, I've looked over everybody. Pretty sure I've done that. So I've got 3 regular pilots. And I've got 4 veterans, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only need 6 pilots, and we've got 7. So there was no need to introduce somebody else. So let me fill out the rest of them. Now, Every again was flying fatigued that last time, so I'll take that red cube away. Obviously, we don't want to let him fly. Well, we don't need to let any of the fatigued pilots fly, because we've got enough this time anyway. So let me try and fill the pilot slots out. Right, there's everybody in. I've marked them off on this patrols to say that they're all running. You can see we've only got the one green pilot this time, and lots of veterans, so good. Right, and everything else is set up. Decks are shuffled, fuels reset. Vector markers are set, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, and 0 in the last box. Nobody in the hospital to worry about, or bailout boxes or anything like that. So, I think we're good to go. Right, so squadron, so remember, deep 1 to 8, middle 9 to 12. So, ideally looking for the middle. And that is a 9, isn't it? It is indeed. So middle. So that's a good start. Because now I want to say we can get at high altitude, and well, mind you, we could end up having to go into the coast. We don't want that to be a raid marker, I think. We want them to be patient and come in here before we need to make contact, I think. Pretty sure that's what we want to do. Right, and then visibility is again, it's a 1 to 7 for clear sun, 8 for hazy sun. We probably want the sun, we're not getting it though. So now we know what we want for an inbound vector marker. We want one of the turn points. 10 to 12, clouds no sun. Yeah, clouds no sun. Whoops. Sorry. As I keep saying, I was messing about the server and it came off. Hang on. I'm really gonna have to. You know what? I'm not so sure it's the actual tripod I need. It's the bit that holds the camera in place that's all kind of in an iffy looking way. I should look into it though, because I'm going to regret it come the time when it completely breaks and I'm like, oh, I can't do anything. So clouds no sun, and we don't need the other marker then. So that's not so good. However. And that's it. And then we've got escort stations and bomber types to come. Okay, so I'll just get started. Can get a little bit done just now. What was something? Oh yeah, there's something to talk about. Yes, one little thing I noted. Hang on, was there not something else? Well, yeah, I put a comment in the header of the part. There was a part that I done. I say recently. I'm really big backlog with all the videos. Was it 6? Patrol 6, like chapter 3, patrol 6, part 1, I think it might have been, where I have a 20 minute or so, I don't know, chat about comments, and obviously this escort reaction thing came up again. Stu brought it up, posted his question, eventually got to the bottom of it. Although I do feel wish the designer was a little clearer on how he goes about answering things, because he never particularly answered the second part of the question, which was regarding do they become lost contact. However, if they can't have two combats, then that takes that out of the equation. But there is still the question of if they were to get attacked in the help arrive step and then the ambush step, and both of them only reach one round of the dogfight, would they go lost contact? I'm thinking Stu believes that would be the case. I might be wrong on that one, Stu. Obviously now we know that they can't be targeted twice in the help arrives, and the designers admitted that he made that mistake with that. Not quite sure if he was thinking of something else or not. The fact he said 2 times does make me wonder if he's been thinking about something slightly different to what we were maybe asking. But anyway, so yeah, I put a comment in there saying that it's been cleared up. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with it. I'm sure Stu's happy because now he's not playing with a house rule, he's playing with the actual official rule, as he knew it from the start, as he felt it should be. And yeah, he's been right. Just, I mean, you've got to understand, I'm only following what I'm reading that the designer says, and he seemed to be saying that they could be attacked twice. But anyway, let's get past that now. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention was, and I left a comment in the header of that, I think it was the fall-in part, or to be honest, that may have been Patrol 5, the last part of Patrol 5 that I had that wee chat, and it might have been Patrol 6, the first part that I put this comment in, and it's we tried escort reaction. Because this was my miserable patrol when we only scraped up 1 point, and that was only because we got a 4th escort kill, and it was regarding intercepting the escorts, and I've got a bit of a grumble about this. I think that's how I worded it. I get the feeling Tim might have spoke about this before, maybe, and one of his videos, or maybe I've seen it in the video as well. And I rolled to try and intercept the escorts. I don't know which one it was. I failed. I did not re-roll. You are allowed to re-roll, right? The problem with this is, and I think I've done it once before as well, although I want to say the once before I talked about having the option to re-roll, and then I forgot about it. So that I suppose that was slightly different to what this is now. This is the first time we've failed an intercept escort roll for quite some time, and I chose not to re-roll. I never even considered it, I never talked about it or that, and I'll tell you why that is, because it's not really highlighted here. I mean, let me see, is it across here even, re-roll? Yeah, extra fuel, spend extra fuel to re-roll. But look on the other side, let's look at the bombers. They've got it there. It's staring you in the face. Reroll. You can spend 1 fuel to reroll, and you've got this white out of the sun. And the white out of the sun, admittedly, it's slightly different. Out of the sun for the intercepting bombers, it's got 2 different options. Whereas on the other side, right? On the other side, the out of sun advantage only has 1 option, and it's actually written in here. Why could they not have just had a little fuel with a reroll there? Just to draw it to your attention, because I'll tell you what, that's how I missed that. Now, you might say, well, you've played this game long enough now, Grant, you should know that you should be able to reroll. Yeah, you're probably right there, though. But I think I would have brought it to my attention. Maybe I'm just, trying to dig myself out of a hole there. But I get the feeling somebody else mentioned this, and it could well have been Tim that said, that why is this? I know it has to be different because it's only the one, but I think they could have done that better. And I think if they wanted to leave it with this bit and this bit like that, with the 2 explanations down, there's the explanation there, and, well, to be honest, the explanation for this one is actually in there, isn't it? But, I mean, why not just have that? I mean, look, it says fuel reroll. It's not an awful lot of text. Could that not have been in here as well? Just as that added reminder. Anyway, that's my little gripe for that one. Done. Out of the way. Right, okay, let's move on. So, yeah, let's get started. That's 10 minutes in. Don't have an awful lot of time, but yeah, I might be able to actually just sneak a part in here, because I'm going to the tip, and I think it's shut for lunch right now, so let's see if we can maybe just get ourselves in our 40 minutes here. Okay, so reveal. Let's do it. Don't rule out a raid marker, and what do we get? Because that now puts pressure on you. Nice to see that it's just the raid marker alone, because that's going to tempt me to maybe take a chance. Did we not take a chance the last time? No, I don't think we did. I think we went for it, and we got lucky the last time, didn't we? What? Got lucky? No. Okay, so raid marker goes on the track, and visibility is clear. Oh no, it's not. There's no sun. Oh dear, yuck. Right, that's so we're not seeing where the escorts are. Visibility is not clear. Place the raid marker and go back to card 1. Defer rolling a die for escort station markers until contact happens. So we've got to remember that when we do make contact, then we populate the escort station markers. Okay, so that's done. So now what do we do? Well, we go to card 9 and spend some fuel, because we're going to do that. But now we've got options. Do we contact? We can contact. I'm really tempted this time to take a chance of this. The fact that it was just a straight up raid marker, because if we get the raid marker, mind you, if you get the raid marker before the flak, you're screwed, aren't you? It needs to be the flak before the raid marker, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So, however, that new trade is not going to count, so that's a plus. But if we get a raid marker, that first icon, then that's in. They've dropped the bombs and we're... But, I mean, not knowing where the escorts are here as well. We're coming in from the adjacent zone. It doesn't tell us nothing. There's no sun out there or nothing. I think I'm going to take a chance with this. I'm going to take a chance. I'm not going to make contact. Not going to make contact, so we're then going to move on to the vector step, which we've got. We can move adjacent, or we can change altitude, or we can do both by spending a fuel. I'm not going to do both, but I'm just going to stay there and go high altitude. Now, what the perfect thing now needs to happen is this to become a turn point. Put the sun up there in a nice position for us, and then we just stroll on in there and make contact. That's what we want. So we're back to card 1 and doing vector again. So this is a bit of a gamble, but yeah, let's just do it. Right, so this now has nothing there, so it moves along to there. It's in the middle zone now. Here we go, no raid, please. Oh no! Backfired. No, it's the wrong way around. If it'd been the other way around, we'd be fine. Is it? Oh, is it? Or am I? No, it's the raid needs to be on top, isn't it, Grant? I'm sure it is. Or am I thinking of that wrong? Card 6A, well, it's card 6B, I think, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because that allows you to tally ho the flak, and then you delay doing the raid icon. Ah dear. Well, you've done it now. So this is going to be rough, I think. Okay, so if the raid marker is already on the raid track, it is. The bombers release their ordnance. See card 5B. We move the raid marker, middle zone, into there. These all go away. We ignore the flak as well. So these all go away. Yeah. And these are things that are clearly happened to maybe Tim quite a lot and others, and they're watching my videos thinking, you're getting away with so much here. So remove all inbound vector markers and then randomly draw the outbounds. Well, I think we'll put them in play this time. We only need, what, 4 of them, don't we? But there is, I think, 12 in total. So let me shuffle them up first. Right, there we go. So we've got the 4 outbound markers randomly put in place. And now what's next? If the sun is on the intersection map, roll a die. Well, it's not. Yeah, so that doesn't even bring the sun out. That just moves the sun around. And yeah, so that doesn't happen. And we now go to card 9, which is more fuel. And then do we make contact? Well, we're as well to now because right, let me get my fuel spent first. That's then drop the bombs. We cannot get any points for isolation. And that's where that's where your huge points come from. So it's going to be a poor show. Now it's not to say we can't come in. Well, we don't know where the escorts are yet till we make contact as well. Okay, so contact. We can't get out of sun advantage. We are at high altitude, but there's clouds, so we're going to get a -1 and a +1. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do it. So we are same zone, middle zone. That's where the raid is. We've got clouds, but we're at high altitude, so these cancel each other out. So no modifiers, and yeah, I think we just don't want a 3 or less. Let's not make it that painful, and get something a 4 or better. Oof, right, okay, got it tight. Right, so a 5, no modifiers, remember. So that gives us flank low, flank high, or nose low. We don't, like I say, we don't know where they are. So I'm gonna go flank high. I'm not even going to try and split things up. I don't know where things are, so I'm going to spend the fuel and go flank high. Pretty sure everybody would be doing that right now, but you never know. If you've got a different thing you would do, leave a comment for all these people that are learning the game and want to get excellent results like Grantos here. Right, well, you've not started too well to keep your excellence, Grant. The last patrol has started with a bit, because we started with a 7, which is good. It is good. But I want to say we need 8, we need average 8 point something per patrol. So this is going to be a tough one to get like anywhere near 8. Well, we're not going to get 8 points. I suppose I might be, I don't know, you're kind of hoping for maybe 3 or 4. I don't even think you can think 4, really. I think you've got to go about this a bit different, haven't you? If you look at every score on my sheet here, I'm pretty sure that the ones that are, this 3 here, hang on. This 3 here, this 2 and this 3 and this 1, all of them meant that we didn't isolate any Keta, probably. I would think so anyway. If we did, then it wasn't the best attempt at it for sure. So the most out of them we got was like 3 points, wasn't it? The one above that, we've got a couple that have got 5 points, but I want to say that's probably isolated Keta that's got that. Well, in fact, does it not? It tells you here, Grant. Yeah. So that 3 was 0. Oh, look at that one. Hello. So we got 6 points there, and with no Keta isolated. It was 6 bombers we shot down. Interesting. And this one was no Keta. 0, 0. Should maybe put zeros in that box. And then that one obviously was as well. But there you go. There was one. There's something to give us a bit of hope. We got 6 bombers. In fact, with 2 escorts shot down as well. And got 6 points out of that one. Must have been a lucky one. Right, so what did I spend that fuel? I think I did. See, that's when you just... well, we've been at the fuel step twice. I didn't have to spend fuel to go to high altitude because that was straightforward. So fuel step twice, and then we've spent the fuel, yeah, and then we're going nose high. Not nose high, Grant, sorry, flank high. So now, what do we select? Well, I was going to have a glance at the book here, because we want to avoid, if we can. I mean, my guess is it's going to be, it's not going to be easy to look through this. And again, this is a die roll to see, so I mean, who knows what it's going to be. But I wondered if there might have been more starboard than port. I imagine they're going to be balanced. This one's port and starboard. This one's none of them. This one's just starboard. This one's just starboard. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starboard. My guess is we're getting 5 port. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 port. Yeah. So it's a toss of a coin, isn't it? 109s. I want to say they're all 109s as well. Well, there's a port 110, but that's starboard 110, and that's a port 110. That does mean that slight advantage to the port, because it looks like there's 2 port 110s and only 1 starboard 110. I'm sure that's not much of an advantage at all, is it? No, because we don't even know. We don't know nothing. The sun's not out, so we can't really base anything on that either. Okay, I'm just going to go for port then. It's nothing we can really predict, is it? So we are at high altitude. We were, weren't we? High altitude flank. Flank high, yes. So with that, well, actually, we're just going to roll for these now, aren't we? That's us made contact. I'm pretty sure we do this right now, because this was a bit that's not shown on the cards. But when I looked up in the book, yes, there it is on page 45. Contact. Placing the squadron's formation marker on the section map. You must set up the rest of the game space. Escort. If escort station marker is not yet on the map, place them there now. Bombers. However, if we've got clouds, we don't do the bombers until a fighter enters the bomber formation area. So we do have clouds, but we do now populate the escort stations. So I think we want one that's not going port. Let's just roll in. Hope. I'm not looking at the numbers, so 5. Oh, bingo! Well, we picked the right side. So high 109's heavy, starboard 109's heavy. So we aren't at that side. I mean, I'm trying to think if that helps us there. Well, it does, apart from there's a high station, isn't there? Yeah. The high station is always the mess of things, isn't it? High 109 heavy, and then starboard 109 heavy. Well, but at least if they'd been at the port, we would have had 2 troubles. You know, we would have had the high and the port. But now we've got the high, the starboard's not as much of an issue. You know, I mean, I'm again just thinking, and on the bombers here, flank high. Obviously, with that high, it's a 10. But we're the other side to the starboard. We're on the port, so that's a 4. So if we suppress that, here's the other thing though. We've got 4 pluck. Yeah, you know what? We might be taking a chance. That's what we took a chance with this the last time. But do we not need something silly like a? We needed a 7. This one we're going to need a. Did we need a 7 or was it an 8? No, I think we need a 7. Rolled well though. This one we're going to need a 6 because we've got 4 pluck if we've done it. Remember, you do get a reroll. Or we send one section after the fighters. The problem being is we're not, with not having the option to isolate Keter for points, we're sort of like maybe needing everybody there, aren't we? Well, you know what, you're going to have to... Right, we don't get to find out the bombers just yet until we enter the bomber formation area. So that's contact made, remove the squadron, there's no lost contact, escort station. Sorry, my bad, that is on the card. Did I say that wasn't there? That's why that's there now. And I always wondered, right, why is that there now? Because we normally had them in play, but if it's cloudy, you wouldn't have them in play yet, so it tells you there. Okay, I take that one back. If I said the card didn't have that information, it clearly does. And I've read past that plenty of times, so that's just my bad. But we do defer this because it's clouds, so we can't place the bombers. So now, and we should have been going to card 12. Skipping over the vector. 10 is it? 12:34. Yeah, I could push on a bit. Just I'm wondering what to do here, I suppose. What should we do? I'm sort of leaning towards the go for the gamble bit and go for the 10 and just get everything right in on the boards. And if we fail, I don't know, possibly, because if we fail, we're going to be lost contact, or section is going to be attacked. Yeah, if you fail, I can see you ending up just going back home without anything, Grant. I mean, it is safer to have an attempt on the suppression, but we're only going to be sending one section for sure. Okay, we might get the +1 for that. We've got a +1 for the puck, but we didn't get the +1 for that the last time we tried it. But if we did, it is only a 6. I want to say we needed a 7 the last time. There's no reroll on this one, remember. So it's still a tough call. And if you miss that, you've just wasted your time, really. I mean, you wasted the section. I'm going to go for it. My dice are hot. We know all about it, so I think I'm going to go for it. Right, so orders. I'm going to give a bomber's order to them. The whole shebang. Yep. Let's do it. Card 16. Right, bomber's order. So we are flank high, and they are starboard heavy and high heavy. Right, we flank high. We are the other side from that, but the highest number is 10, so that's what we need. We're not coming out of the sun. Yeah, nothing here affected by the weather apart from that, though, is there? No. Just need to keep an eye on that, though, because we do have clouds if something might come up. So we need a 10. We have 4 veteran section leaders, though, that have their ability, so we can cut that down to a 6, and we've got a reroll by spending a fuel. So here we go. Here we go. Could be a short patrol, and not in a good way. I just want a 10. Come on. Oh, yes! Tim's got his head in his hands, hasn't he? You've got your head in your hands right now, just shaking it back and forth. No pluck required. Dear. And honest guys, I don't manipulate any of this stuff. There's no, I would get no fun whatsoever in that. Just a lucky bugger, like I say. Okay, so we are now in the bomber formation area. Flank port high, so we're sitting at this side, coming across. We need to see what we're up against now. So let's bring let's bring the book across and have a look. So there's the bomber type. Yeah, I'll probably just get this to set up and then maybe just come back to the good bit when I get to attack it. Well, it's going to be different this time, remember, because we're not isolating Keta. Well, we probably still need to do that, but we're not getting points for it, so it might be a different strategy. So 10 is Heinkels. And, the most we're going to get here is 8 tiles. No, that's flat. It looked like it was cocked there, but it's not. There was space there. So it's a 5. That's only 6 tiles. That's good, isn't it? I think that's good because we're not benefiting from the isolation. So it's this one here, 1 to 5, Heinkels. So 6 tiles of Heinkels like that. It kind of has this one like that, just touching the edges. I mean, still clearly connected, I suppose, but I would have thought it could have moved that in a little bit and made it. But that's it there anyway. So that is right, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so they're all connected. I'm pretty sure it says up there that they all come in connected. Anyway, so we can put that out the way. Hopefully we shouldn't need that anymore for a bit. And maybe we should have moved it along a little bit. We're coming in from this side. Okay, so yeah, I might just adjust that a little bit. Alright, there we go. So we bring down all those sections. We've got all 4 of them. And remember, no points for isolation, Grant. So how do we go about this then? Right, I can put that away, I can take the squad marker away. We're coming at high altitude from the flank, but that's fine. Flank high. There was no fuel cost there. We rolled to 10 or higher. Yeah, pretty amazing. And we're in. Okay, so I think what I'll do is, well, actually, is now not a better time just to pause the camera, Grant? It's 31 minutes. And then when I come back, I'll have something set up to what I think before I hit record. Hopefully I'll remember to do it that way. And then, yeah, we'll see what we get in. I think our strategy here is to just take 2 tiles and try and get 6 points. I mean, we've clearly got 6 points there before, so that should be it. And remember, we can go into 2 rounds to do this. I don't mind doing 2 rounds at it, but I think 2 tiles is enough. So yeah, there's not one that breaks off 2 here, is there? No, so we're going to have to specifically target 2. Is there 2 that would break off a 3rd? There is, this one and this one. So I suppose we should do that. And you never know, we might slaughter these 2 tiles and then come back for round 2 thinking, well, we could go after this one now. So I suppose these should be our 2 target. Well, actually, you can do that one breaks off as well, doesn't it? So either or, whatever maybe suits you, where you're the position, the space round about things and that. Might be better going for these 2. Okay, I'll think it through. I will just go and pause just now because that's only half an hour in, and I'll be back a bit later to see how we get on. Yeah, 6 points is 6 points would be really, really good. I mean, you know what? Even 4 or 5 wouldn't be too bad, you know. But we have managed to squeeze ourselves in here. Remember, there's no sun, Grant. I don't think. I'm trying to think if it affects actually the attacks. Don't think it does. Bomber cards aren't affected by the visibility, are they? So the Luftwaffe Advantage cards are, but so that actually might help us now because come escort reaction, we're not going to get Hun in the sun and all that stuff, you know. Right, okay, I'll be back in a bit. Cheers. Well, that's me back. Been away for quite a few hours. I did remember to try and set something up before I hit record there again. So yeah, a bit different strategy, I think. This is my initial thinking. Like I say, 2 tiles are probably enough for us, but getting these 2 would access this 1 as well. So I'm thinking if I go after this first, we've got 12 aircraft coming off the flank. I only had 3 at first, and then I chucked another one on. I thought 4, 4, and 4. I mean, I suppose there is that little risk of maybe I shouldn't put all 4 on this, because if we get an engine right away on that, then we're not isolating that tile, are we? Well, hold on though, Grant. You're looking for a 12, aren't you? So as long as there's a 12, and it's got a damage in an engine, that's fine. I suppose it does a risk, but I think this is okay. I feel okay about this. I mean, admittedly, if I go into round 2, I don't want to have to. I want these 3 to be isolated, and maybe even have some lone bombers out there. Really, don't want to have to still be trying to isolate this tile. So, but I mean, this would have to be. I would have to draw a card that had a 13 on it or a 14. And my guess is, because that's such a bad number, there might not even be damage on that card. So I'm unlikely to be able to get sort of like draw a 13, 14 with damage and then get an engine result and then knock all them out there. I don't think that would happen. Whether it's possible, it might be that if there's a 13 card in there that's got a damage result on it and we might draw the engine. Well, you know what? That's how I've set it up. So we'd get 4 shots at 12, and then we'd get 8 shots over here. There was no flak, by the way. Yeah, I looked across. There was no flak, so nothing to put on these first. And then we're getting 8 shots at these. And if this was to fall out again as well, I mean, it might happen, but it's not as important here. You know, we're not getting points for isolating the tiles, so I think I'm going to go with this. Yeah, let's just do this. Let me 2 or 3 comments. Quickly, Stu says he has his bomber cards on his sideboard. Not sure. I'm guessing that's close by him. And it wasn't so much the bomber cards. The bomber cards are nice and handy here. Because I mean, I have them in the order that it says down the side of the map, but that's not necessary. It's really just the Luftwaffe advantage cards, because you do draw them quite a bit and they're up the top. But I mean, I could just as easily, well, mind you, I've got a discard pile here. I could probably bring them somewhere else a bit handy. It's not a huge big deal, but I probably should move them somewhere else. Couple of other things. Yeah, the guys, obviously Tim's watched my bit where things don't go so well in that. Yeah, I realised that maybe you guys are going through this a lot more than that was my first sort of real experience of that. And then also trying to chase and realising that, it didn't work, did it? That's what they were pointing out as well. The fact that they play with the optional rules as well makes things a bit trickier. So my guess is that even as it's even trickier, they probably don't even consider chase at all. It didn't work. There was no great way of doing it. Chasing we had 2 full sections. In fact, I think we had 3 sections. One that was just made up of 2 aircraft that we could chase with, but it just didn't, because that's where you were ending up. It's not really, I can't really see that being a really feasible option within the game. There's quite a few things, I think I've talked about this quite a bit, there's quite a few things in the game whereas you just look and you say, that's not worthy of me doing that, you know. Well, it sort of worries me a little bit, because I mean, these are options that are there, and if nobody's taking them on at all, a bit like the Straggler, you know. I mean, I have had 1 shot at a Straggler and we took it down. That's because I had a lost contact fighter at the time, but I think that's the only time I would entertain that. But I suppose that is something that did happen. And I mean, I tried to chase individually, and out of what, 8 fighters, we got 3. We got 3 successes. That brings me on to another point that Tim says. I was talking about if we needed a 5 to chase to succeed, and we had a veteran with a +1 pluck, I was saying that we need to roll at least a 5 and a 4, so that then we would have to pick the 4 and pluck it. I says if we rolled 2 4s, I said that wouldn't be any good, because the 2 4s would then, I would pluck 1 to a 5, and we would still have the lowest number would still be a 4. His view on that was quite interesting, because he said that I would see that as you roll 2 4s. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is the only result that we're talking about here, is if you rolled 2 4s. Well, when we're looking at a success of 5, I mean, if we're looking at a success of 6 there, we're talking about 2 5s. But with this one, so if you roll 2 4s, he said you then select the lowest of the lowest number. So you select one of the 4s, and then you pluck it to a 5, and then it's a success. So I thought that was quite interesting, and I thought just maybe was worthy of a question in BGG. So I've chucked it out there as a question and see what others think. I mean, it's probably one of the ones you need the designer to say no or yes. Yeah, it's quite an interesting thought, and you could have that spot on. Okay, don't think there was anything else. There might have been. I think there was, but I can't recall. Right, I'm going to just go with this. So I'm going to start here. Red 3. Now red 3 in fact is the only green pilot we've got, and he's got backup with red leader there as well if things happen to go wrong. Okay, so let's do it. Red 3, so top row, middle column, and looking for a 12. Well, looking for a 12 disruption, but we're really wanting as much damage as we can here, so oof. Right, well, got the 12 just, and got jam guns, so okay, well, that does isolate this tile, so let me just yeah, we can probably just drag it out to there and leave the fighters there. This is still attached to there, right? So red, actually I'll bring it out a little bit. You know what, I'll just move that along, because I know it's not quite like that in the diagram, but it's just to make things easier. We know it's still attached to that at the moment. It's just so I can mess about with things a bit easier here. Right, so jam guns it was. So no damage, unfortunately, but I suppose we got the 12 that was required, and that's done. So now we're attacking an isolated tile, so middle, well, that's not done. Middle column, middle row. Sorry, middle row, middle column. So damage ammo in a 6. No, not quite. Yeah, because we didn't damage the first time. We're going to get a 5. So damage ammo in a 6. So red leader is low ammo. We're going to draw a damage. And then the best we're going to have is a 5. So 6 isn't going to cut it. Right, sticking my fingers again. Oh, well, that'll do. Right, we've got the fallen anyway. So engine hat. Don't need the distress number. Well, we weren't getting that, like I've just said. And what are these? Henkels. Is that the ones? Yeah. So let me do this. Right. Put that there. We can probably just bring this down like that. Bring the engine damage down. I'll just leave it there, isolated, and obviously the fallen marker goes on it there. So damage, so ammo 6. Yeah, 6 didn't matter, like we say. So now we're on lone bomber. So it's the bottom row, middle column with red 2. Bottom row, oh damn, that was rough. Not so good. Okay, so just jam guns and no damage. So yeah, right. Well, we could do a catastrophic damage on the last one here. So damage low ammo. So come on, green 3. Let's just blow them away. Which would be really good. Oh, right. Let's finish. So let's give him his damage first, Grant. So cockpit result. Oh, or another engine result, or something that we can roll catastrophically on. Okay, sticking again to my fingers. I'm wanting that one right there. Here we go. There's a fuselage. No, it's not any good. Fuselage, it would knock it out, but it's already a lone bomber, so that's that. Okay, didn't really go perfect, did it? But hey ho. So that's that. And remember, Yeah, I mean, I suppose the downside to that is like, well, what did I say I'd be happy with? 4 or 5 points probably, but we did get 6 in that previous patrol. But right, this is where I'm hoping to do a bit more damage, but we could do with getting this tile isolated as soon as. So yellow 3, now we're counting on just an 8, aren't we? Okay, so let's do it. Yellow 3, top row, middle column, looking for an 8. We've got a 6, a damage, and a low ammo. That's a nice one. So this is now going to isolate 2 when we isolate this tile, so I'll chuck that one up there. And then we should just be able to shimmy down a little bit here. That should do. Okay, so we did get low ammo for him, yellow 3. And some damage as well, please. Yeah, a fallen result. An engine would be good here now as well. Fuselage? No, nothing. So just fuselage, but however, that's 1 damage. Remember, if we all hit, then he's gone. Right, so isolate tile this time. So middle row, middle column. Looking for damage. We've got it, and we're going to get the 5 as well. Good. So damage low ammo 5. Well, we've got 1. Well, we've got more than 5. So we're knocking this guy out first. So let's deal with that first. One of them. Yeah, so they need to kind of stay there, don't they? So I'll bring these guys. So he's got low ammo. He's coming down here. This is the bomber that we've just knocked out. That's the damage coming with him. That's the fallen. And then these guys are going to tail along with it. Right. Okay, and it's yellow leader we're doing, isn't it? So that was the 5, distress, low ammo, and the damage. Yeah. Just the wing. Wing where possible, fallen, but he's already fallen, so nothing more to do there. So that's 2 damage. However, that's 2 damage out of 2, so as long as they keep going like that, and better chance now, we've got individual. Now, this is maybe where in the past I might have decided, maybe we should change that up, because there was a damage on that last card, but no, I'm just going to stick with things here. So carrying on with yellow 2 here, this is now a lone bomber, so it's bottom row, middle column. Right, we've got damage low ammo. So as long as we get damage on the last one, I'm tempted to maybe go up here, but what am I wanting? Damage. The swing. So yeah, it's gonna need the 4th hit. That's a guy. No, I'm going to persevere. We've got to persevere, right? So bottom row, middle column. Yes, okay. Damage low ammo, right. Excellent. That made up for the first attack there, because that wasn't really going. Now he's going to get credit. So I'm not going to bother drawing the damage marker. This is going to be destroyed. We are going to clock up a point. And this is blue 3 that done that. And who is blue 3? Blue 3 is Davison, regular pilot. Davison, bomber kill. Oh, that's his 4th kill. 2 bombers, 2 escorts. So 1 more, and he's also flying his 5th patrol above since he had regular, so he's going to be veteran at the end of this as well. So he's doing well. Right, so chapter 4, patrol 2, that's our first point, and it's a bomber kill. Remember, we're not getting any isolated. I'm actually going to put zeros in the boxes there. I know I changed up to do the tally mark system, but it's just a blank in the box. If I just put a 0, now we cannot get points for that. So what was meaning was that, just put that there rather than leave them blank. Okay, so that's a point. At least we've got a point. And just leave that there. So right, well, let's see if we can do a bit more here to finish. Right, so isolated tiles. So middle row, middle row, middle column. Dorsal gunner and a 5, perfect. We've got the 5 already, so this is now going to be fallen, which means this will be a lone bomber. So I don't need fallen markers. I just need 2 lone bombers, and we can take. I'm just going to take this tile away because we can do no more to it. Hang on, right? Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. So there's the one we're attacking, and then we've got another one sitting here, which will probably get some attention if we do come back for round 2. What's I think? I think we probably will. And it was a dorsal gunner hit as well. On that, that was green leader, 5 dorsal gunner, all done. Right, 3 more hits here, and I'd be delighted with how things have went. But yeah, it's a bit to ask here still. We need 3 in the trot now. So bottom row, middle column, damage ammo. It's a good start. And any one of these damage turns into a catastrophic result of any sorts, then I'll be happy with. So that's the low ammo. Now we're getting the damage. And we get just wing damage. It's already fallen. No catastrophic option. Right, that's green 2. Right, so blue leader. We've got to hope that there's still 2 left here. Bottom row, middle column. Yes. Ammo and damage. Although I'd really prefer not to have to draw this last card. Well, I'm going to have to draw it, but not to have to draw it and find damage. So see if I can get something here. Yay! Cockpit! Cockpit! That'll do. Well, we're going to have to see the card anyway. So that was blue leader. So that's destruction. And that time I hadn't looked across at the cup and seen that cockpit staring at me, and that was freaky. Okay, so another destroyed result. This is blue leader. Low ammo, he's done all his thing. Blue leader is M, that's Moffat. Who I think just got his skills, so he'll be starting off looking for. Yeah, he's just got 5 kills, so that's his 4th bomber kill, to turn into 6 kills. And then over the other side we chalk up another point for bomber, that's 2, good. And then this last guy, let's see if it would have mattered anyway. So bottom row, middle column, remember we've got to still consider that way. Bottom row, middle column, yeah, it would have been fine anyway. So he's low ammo. No, I'm not needing a dorsal gunner. The bomber's destroyed already, Grant. Right, there we go. Right, no hits, no return fire there at all, so that's also good. Couple of jammed results, and then everybody else got low ammo apart from green leader here. I think he was the only one that never got nothing. So that does allow us to come back for maybe 2 more points. What do you think? Or is there more in there? I'm not so sure. Right, I'm going to cut this just now because I actually need to take a short break. I quite often seem to stop my videos at this point. So my next step is obviously going to be to disengage We've no hit checks to do though, so it'll just be disengage and then decide if we're going back in again for round 2. But I will leave that to the next part and I'll get this one uploaded. Okay, so back in a bit. Cheers.